Hey guys, Jarek here. Gonna be going back and doing some Halo 3. This is gonna be a free-for-all match on Guardian. First things first, my capture card messed up for recording this game. The video is fine, but the audio was recorded as some Geiger counter on crack. And you know, I could go back and just record it in the theater mode, but this gives me an excuse to use Martin O'Donnell's music. If there's one thing I can always say about Halo is that the music has been fucking amazing. Nothing short of exceeding your expectations by a mile. And you know, even in Halo 4, where Martin O'Donnell had nothing to do with Halo 4 because he stayed with Bungie to make Destiny, and I'm sure he kind of wanted to live up to that challenge of fitting his style into the new world, and I'm sure Bungie wanted to do this as well because he is a very, very big part of Bungie. But those are some very big shoes to fill if you have to compose music for Halo 4 without Martin O'Donnell. And I do think they did this pretty well. I am a little disappointed with Halo 4 in general, but when it comes to the music, it fits the general world that they created, it fits the characters, you know, overall the music was very good. Definitely above average when it comes to video game music. It's no Martin O'Donnell, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely good, to say the least. So yeah, why am I going back to Halo 3? Why am I playing Halo 3? Well, first off, Halo 3 is very fun, so that's enough reason alone. But secondly, someone has put together a big push to get people active online for this weekend, February 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So there's a lot of people online on Halo 3 right now. If you want to jump on this weekend and go ahead and play it, go ahead and do it. There's more people on than usual. Halo 3 came out in 2007, so the playlists, and on top of it coming out in 2007, there's also been Reach and Halo 4 coming out. ODST kind of doesn't count there because it didn't have any multiplayer. So yeah, it's kind of an old game in a franchise. They haven't really tried to support it and keep it active in any way, which is always the most interesting thing to me when I look at the difference between PC games and console games. In console games, when a new game comes out, it's like they stop supporting the old one. They basically want it to die for the sake of selling. Oh god, hammer out of nowhere. They basically want their old game to die for the sake of selling their new game. But when it comes to PC multiplayer online, that doesn't really happen. It's like they continue to support the old game while still making a new one. I mean, a good example of that is Battlefield 2 is still very active. I mean, it just came free. It's like they're trying to get people to continuously go on those servers. They want that to be active. But on console, it's the complete other way around. So Halo 3 is somewhat vacant. I mean, it hasn't fully died, and it never really did fully die. But the one thing that did die was the Rumble Pit playlist. The only thing that was actually active in Halo 3, aside from this weekend, was the Social Team Slayer. Other than that, you know, pretty much other than that one playlist, it's dead. Which is a little bit disappointing to me because I really like free-for-all. I've always really liked free-for-all Slayer. Free-for-all in any game has always been my preferred game type. So, you know, the fact that I wasn't able to play free-for-all is a little bit disappointing. But, you know, just at least for one weekend I get to enjoy it again and really have a lot of good times like I had in the old days. Oh, bye off the cliff. A lot of good times like I had back in 2007 and 2008 when Halo 3 came out doing some free-for-all. I mean, free-for-all and Guardian right here, this brings back a lot of good memories. This is one of the probably the most popular game type in Rumble Pit that showed up, and it never got vetoed because people always loved it. This map always sort of reminded me of, I don't want to say a better version of Lockout, because Lockout is a really liked map by everybody, but it's definitely a good version. It feels like kind of a variant of Lockout, if anything else. So yeah, it brings back a lot of good memories, and that's always something else that I like looking at. When you make a game 5 years down the line, and someone looks at your game, you don't want people to look at that game and groan. You want people to look at that game and start laughing and basically have a general good vibe around your game and really enjoy it. So it's that's definitely something that Halo 3 did. Halo 3 and Halo 1 were definitely the high points of the Halo franchise. And the low points seem to be Reach in Halo 4 so far. 343 could possibly change that with future patches, but with the history of 343 and what they've done so far, I don't see them patching Halo 4, making it any better and fixing all the issues that are already there. Oh, and by the way, I was a little bit rusty. This was my first game back in a long time of not playing Halo 3. I can never get adjusted to having Boxer not set. I don't play Halo 3 with Boxer, but I play every other Halo game with Boxer. I don't like letting go of the right analog stick, the stick that I need to hold to actually aim, to melee someone. Obviously that's going to mess you up a lot. So I always switch Boxer, which just puts melee over to the left trigger. You know, I've always done that. But with Halo 3, you don't really get an advantage for doing this. And the reason you don't get an advantage for doing this is because if you're dual wielding and you push the left trigger, you're still going to shoot. So you have to let go of the right analog stick, press Y, and then press the left trigger, so it's a little counterintuitive and defeats the point to begin with and makes it more tedious. So it's really hard for me to get adjusted to that. Every once in a while I'll end up throwing a grenade instead of meleeing and getting myself killed, which is very frustrating. And moments like that is exactly why you need to have Boxer not set in Halo 3 so you can actually melee someone and get that kill, because that split-second decision in order to melee or throw a grenade or not melee is always, or a lot of the time, the deciding factor as to whether you win that situation or you don't. So hey, there we go, this is the end of the game. I got 25 points, obviously, because I won the free-for-all match. A decent game, nothing amazing. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys later.